What if dumping $720 grand into a Roth IRA didn't just save your retirement? It secretly handed you a fortune in tax-free cash, but only if you dodge the IRS's nastiest traps. You're staring down a conversion that could unlock endless growth without those pesky required withdrawals, yet one wrong move, and you're handing over $250,000 in taxes like it's chump change. Stick around, because we're about to unravel the smartest plays to slash that bill without skimping on the upside, starting with why this move's blowing up in 2025. Picture this. You've got a fat traditional 401k or IRA, pre-tax dollars humming along, but withdrawals later get clobbered as income. Flip it to Roth, and boom, everything grows tax-free, pulls out penalty-free after 59.5, and skips those mandatory RMDs that kick in at 73, forcing cash you might not need into your taxable world. For high earners locked out of direct Roth contributions, think over 165K May GI for singles, it's the backdoor everyone whispers about. But here's the rub. That 720K hits your income like a freight train, taxed at ordinary rates from 10 to 37% this year. It's a bet on today's lower brackets sticking around, especially after the one big beautiful bill locked them in for good. Yet whispers online say it could all unravel if new laws claw back perks. More on that twist soon. Now, the nightmare scenario everyone's Googling. Convert the whole enchilada in one go. At single filer rates after the 15K standard deduction, you're slamming into 37% on chunks over 626K, plus 24 or 32 on the rest, easy 220K tax hit, maybe more with state bites. One ex-user shared how their 500K lump sum jacked Medicare premiums via IRMAA surcharges, adding thousands yearly in stealth taxes. It's not just federal. High-tax states like California pile on 13%, turning your windfall into a wallet drain. Brutal, right? But what if that pain was a mirage, hiding a path to half the cost? Enter the partial conversion ladder, the quiet killer app pros swear by. Instead of all at once, slice that 720K into bites, say 72K a year over a decade. If your base income's low, it nestles in the 22% bracket, netting just 7.7K taxes annually, or 77K total, over 140K less than the lump sum, even as your pot keeps compounding. Schwab crunched it. For a 150K earner, maxing the 24% bucket saves big without jumping to 32. The surprise? Your untouched balance grows meanwhile, so later conversions cost more. But that's the beauty, locking in low rates forever. Online forums buzz with folks who timed it post-layoff, turning job loss into tax gold. But timing's everything, and low-income windows are your secret weapon. Imagine a sabbatical or bridge year before Social Security, your taxable pay dips to 30K, freeing room for a double dip like 144K converted without hitting 24% hard. In one modeled case, that shaved a 2-year bill to 36K from 42K per smart asset runs. X threads light up with stories. A Fed worker delayed conversions till semi-retirement, blending it with TSP tweaks coming in 2026 for in-plan Roths. No more full rollovers needed. It's emotional whiplash, relief from the dip, then the rush of outsmarting the system. Yet one catch lurks if you're not watching your calendar. Speaking of catches, never dip into the IRA itself for taxes. That's like robbing your future self blind. Pull from taxable savings or brokerage gains instead, letting every penny of that 720K compound tax-free. For a full conversion, that's 227K more fuel in the Roth engine, per experts. One viral post detailed a couple who used home equity lines, turning their house into a tax shield. Shocking how it ballooned their nest egg by 30% over a decade. It's counterintuitive. Pay now from outside, and your Roth balloons, but skip it, and penalties under 59.5 could sting 10% extra. The real hook? It pairs perfectly with the OBBBA's underbelly, where conversions aren't all sunshine. That big, beautiful bill hiked the SALT deduction to $40K, but it phases out above $500K MAGI. Your conversion could nuke it entirely, spiking effective rates past 50% with QBI losses or NIIT at 3.8%. Reports claim it's a tax bomb for coastal high earners. One advisor's model showed a $200K conversion, costing $100K extra in surcharges alone. Rumors swirl on X about IRS crackdowns on backdoor tricks via pro rata rules, where non-deductible contributions get tangled. Frame it as buzz, not fact. Fans speculate tighter audits post-2026. But for now, it's a wake-up to layer in QCDs, qualified charitable distributions, to offset the hit without itemizing. Heirs get the real glow-up here, but it's got layers you might miss. Roths let beneficiaries stretch tax-free over life expectancy if spouses, or 10 years for others. No RMDs forcing rushed sales. One untold angle: post-death. Traditional IRAs dump income bombs on kids in high brackets, but Roths, clean slate. With OBBBA's estate tweaks, speculations fly that trusts could compress brackets further, but reports suggest conversions now shield legacies by millions. A fresh twist: TSP's 2026 in-plan option lets feds convert without leaving the plan, sparking debates on whether it's a shortcut or fee trap. Online claims say it could save 20% on rollovers, but watch the fine print. Don't sleep on market moods or offsets either. Convert when stocks dip 20%, and you're taxing less value that rebounds tax-free. Pair with bunching deductions or 529 gifts to juice brackets lower. X-Chatter highlights mega backdoor Roths via after-tax 401K contributions, up to $70K yearly, but pro-rata pitfalls lurk if mixed with pre-tax. And the curveball? If rates creep post-OBBBA rumors peg 40% tops by 2030, your early pays lock-in wins but overdo it, and IRMAA haunts Medicare for 2 years. It's a high-wire act, blending greed with caution. Pulling it together, that 720K Roth flip isn't a tax dodge. It's a legacy builder, dodging RMDs, fueling heirs, and outpacing hikes if you ladder partials, time dips, and fund smart. But what if one overlooked trap like a salt slash flips your saving story from hero to horror? Plug your numbers into a calculator tonight. It might reveal a path worth replaying a dozen times. What's your wildest conversion regret or win? What if dumping $720 grand into a Roth IRA didn't just save your retirement? It secretly handed you a fortune in tax-free cash, but only if you dodge the IRS's nastiest traps first. You're staring down a conversion that could unlock endless growth without those pesky required minimum distributions forcing your hand at 73, yet one slip-up and you're forking over $250,000 in taxes like it's yesterday's coffee. We've all heard the hype: pay now, party later with zero Uncle Sam cuts on pulls after 59 and a half. But in 2025, with the one big beautiful bill shaking things up, the game's got fresh edges, lower brackets locked in, but hidden phase-outs that could bite harder than ever. Stick tight. We're slicing through the fog with moves that turn dread into dollars, kicking off with the bare-bones truth. Imagine your traditional 401k or IRA as a ticking vault. Pre-tax stash grows deferred, but every withdrawal later. Straight income tax, potentially at rates climbing if brackets revert or inflation bites. Roth conversion flips the switch. Move it over, eat the tax hit up front as ordinary income, and voila, tax-free forevermore. No RMDs nagging you to cash out unneeded funds that inflate your bracket. It's gold for high flyers over the 165K Magi wall for direct Roths, letting you backdoor in without limits. Why now? OBBBA made those 10 to 37% slabs permanent, inflation-adjusted 10% up to 11.9K, 12 to 48.5K, 22 to 103K, and so on. But online buzz warns it's too good. Speculations claim Congress might tweak it by 2027, hiking tops to 39.6%. That uncertainty? It's the spark for action. Fast forward to the gut punch, going all in on that 720K. Subtract the 15K standard deduction, and you're taxing layers, 24% on mid-chunks, 32 above 197K, 37 over 626K, tallying 220K federal alone, plus state add-ons that double it in places like New York. A real shocker from recent threads. One couple's 400K conversion triggered IRMAA, ballooning Medicare Parts B and D by $1,800 yearly for 2 years. Unseen fallout that ate half their savings edge. It's not hyperbole. Kiplinger models show unplanned lumps costing $577K lifetime versus smart spreads. The dread builds. Is this freedom or folly? Hold that thought, because the antidote's simpler than it sounds. Cue the partial ladder where you nibble instead of gorge. 72K yearly keeps you cozy and 22% if base pay's modest. Doled over 10 years for a mere 77K total tax, slashing the lump's bite by 2/3. Why the wow? Your remaining pot swells during waits, so conversions compound on gains, but at locked low rates. Schwab's take. A 150K earner fills 24% with 47K room, netting max bang without 32% terror. X stories pile on. One engineer laddered post-divorce, low year letting 100K slide in at 12%, turning heartbreak into a 40% growth boost. It's the emotional tug, frustration at slow pace, then thrill as the math multiplies. Yet if life's steady, this shines brightest. Low years flip the script entirely, those rare breaths like sabbaticals or pre-SS gaps where pay craters to 30K, opening floodgates for 144K without bracket breach. Smart assets example, normal 60K year taxes, 5.2K base, add 72K for 21K total. But sabbatical, double up, hit 31K for 2 years, 5K cheaper overall. Fresh anecdotes flood feeds. A consultant bridged gigs, converting 200K at 12%, then watched it triple tax-free. The reversal hits hard. Vulnerability of income dips becomes victory, but mistime, and you're back to square one. Speaking of funds, there's a layer that amplifies it all. Rule 1 for taxes. Hands off the IRA pot. Use brokerage windfalls or high-yield savings to cover, preserving every dime for Roth magic. On 720K lump, that's 227K extra compounding, per Fidelity calcs, potentially adding 100K in 10 years at 7% returns. A curve from forums. One retiree tapped HELOCs at 5%, cheaper than opportunity cost, supercharging their Roth to cover grandkids' starts. Under 59.5, skip it, or 10% penalty layers on. It's the quiet power move, turning tax due into growth fuel. But pair it wrong and OBBBA's shadows creep in, where conversions inflate May GI, torching perks like the 40K salt cap that vanishes above 500K. Your move could reclaim just 10K deduction, effective rate soaring past 50% with QBI phaseouts or 3.8% NIIT. CNBC warns of this bomb for blue staters. Models show 150K conversion costing 75K extra in cascades. Rumors amp it. X claims IRS eyes backdoors harder post-OBBBA, pro rata snaring non-deductibles in pre-tax mixes. Not fact, just chatter. Fans speculate audits spike 30% by 2026, but it screams offsets. QCDs to charity/taxable by 100K without itemizing, or bunch medicals for mega deductions. The pull, hope in savings, punch of pitfalls. For legacies, Roths whisper sweet nothings. Spouses stretch tax-free lifelong, kids 10 years max, no RMD rushes selling low. Untold gem. Trusts dodge compressed brackets on big pots, but conversions now minimize estate hits under OBBBA's $13 million exemption. Speculation brews on TSP's 2026 in-plan shift for feds. Convert without exiting, saving roll fees, but reports hint 1% admin bites. One post. A vet laddered TSP early, heirs netting 2x traditional due to no income dump. It's the heartstring. Build for you, gift freedom, yet over-convert, and premiums haunt health. Layer in dips and dodges. Stocks down 20%? Convert. Tax less, that rebounds free. Max QCDs or 529s. 18K gift exclusion, to trim. X loves mega backdoors, 46K after-tax 401K to Roth yearly, but pro rata ghosts if pre-tax lingers. Final zinger. If hikes loom, Buzz says 2 to 5% bumps by 2030, your 2025 pays win big, but IRMAA echoes 2 years. It's chess, not checkers. In the end, your 720K Roth isn't escape. It's empire, ditching RMDs, arming heirs, outrunning rates via ladders, timings, and outsources. But imagine that SALT/ or IRMAA spike unraveling it all. What's your escape? Model yours now. The reveal might hook you back for round 2. Your conversion tail below?